You want to know how the person's compensated, of course. You want to know how long they've been at this. If they're new in the business, they should maybe practice on someone else. You want to know if they have any professional credentials. If they don't see getting professional credentials as being important enough, I think, again, you should take a walk. What firm are they licensed through? Make sure that they are licensed, first off, and sort of what are the products and services that are offered through that firm. They may be limited in some way. They may have a wide array of products and services that they can offer. And then you want to know a little bit about if there's any sort of tide selling. If they're working for a large captive sales organization, the solution is going to be an in-house product. Not necessarily bad. You just need to determine that up front and know the motivations of the person you're working with. On mutual funds, the management expense ratio, the MER, is published in the prospectus or the fund facts, and usually on most databases that if you're doing your own research. That is the total cost of ownership to an investor. So if the management expense ratio, MER, is 2.5%, that means based on the average amount you have invested over the period of time, you're paying the money management firm, the advisor's firm, 2.5% of the amount invested on an annual basis. It's an important number. Being cheapest is not always the best, but certainly is one of the things you can control. If all things are equal, you want a mutual fund that charges less. I think there are milestones sometimes during the year, whether it's New Year's, birthdays. There are also milestones in life. It's your 50th, it's your 40th, those sorts of things. You're 10 years from retirement. Something usually triggers people to examine their personal finances. So the advice I would give people is to take an inventory. What have we got? What's it worth? What do we owe? Where do we want to go from here? To have a number, as far as a date that you want to walk away from paid employment, for instance, or buy a cottage, those sorts of things. And I think it's really helpful to assemble that and go to an outside party, to go to a financial planner and lay it on the table and get a second opinion, get some help and some guidance on whether or not you're on track. And if there's some maybe things that are obvious to the advisor, the financial planner, that maybe aren't so obvious to an individual because they're too close to the situation. Most of the ones you see in the newspaper sort of revolve around retirement, but I don't think you should wait till just a couple of years from retirement to get a financial plan. You should be working on a financial plan all the way through your life. So it's people have usually a situation where they've got themselves into, whether it's good or bad, but you need to do the math. Is there enough income-producing assets to do all the things that you want to do for you and your family and perhaps leave a legacy?